She fell in love quietly. Not the kind of love that announces itself or demands attention. It grew slowly in stolen conversations and shared silences, in the comfort of knowing someone understood her without explanation. His name didn't matter as much as how he made her feel seen, safe, chosen. With him, she didn't have to perform or pretend. She could just exist. She was 23 when she realized it wasn't just affection anymore. It was something deeper, something she wanted to protect. But love in her family was never considered a decision. Her mother believed life worked best when choices were practical, planned, and approved. Feelings were unreliable. Love was something you learned after marriage, not before it. That was the rule she'd grown up with, even if no one had ever said it out loud. At first, her mother didn't notice anything was different. She still came home on time, still helped in the kitchen, still answered questions politely. But something in her had shifted. She smiled more at her phone. She seemed lighter, less guarded. Mothers notice these things. One evening, while folding laundry together, her mother asked casually, "Is there someone?" The question was light, but the air changed instantly. She hesitated, just for a second. Long enough. Her mother looked up. The smile faded. "Who is he?" she asked. She tried to explain. Carefully. She talked about kindness, about respect, about how he listened. She didn't say the word love right away. She wasn't sure she was allowed to. Her mother listened without interrupting. When she finished, there was a long pause. Then her mother said no. Not angrily, not loudly, just firmly. She laughed nervously, thinking it was a misunderstanding. "No, what?" "No to this," her mother said. "This is not how things are done." She felt something tighten in her chest. "Amy, I'm not asking for permission. I'm just telling you." Her mother stood up. "That's the problem," she said. "You think this is something you tell me. This is something I decide." The conversation ended there. 2 weeks later, her mother told her she had found a suitable match. The son of her father's old friend. Educated, well settled, respectable family. Everything that looked good on paper. She didn't recognize the name. "I don't know him," she said quietly. "You will," her mother replied. "That's how marriage works." She tried to protest. She tried to explain again. She said there was someone else. Someone she cared about. Someone she had chosen. Her mother's face hardened. "Love doesn't feed you," she said. "Family does." That night, she lay awake staring at the ceiling, her phone beside her, unread messages piling up. She didn't know what to say. How do you explain to the person you love that your life is being rearranged without your consent? When she finally replied, her message was short. "I don't know what's happening. Please be patient." He was patient. He always had been. Days turned into weeks. Meetings were arranged. Relatives visited. Conversations happened around her, not with her. She was praised for her silence, for her obedience, for being understanding. Inside, she felt herself disappearing. She met the man once. Briefly. He was polite, distant, clearly aware this wasn't her decision either. He spoke more to her parents than to her. When he left, her mother smiled with relief. "See," she said. "No drama." But there was drama. It was just happening quietly inside her. The night before the engagement was fixed, she finally broke down. She locked herself in her room and cried into her pillow, trying not to make a sound. Her phone buzzed again. His name lit up the screen. She didn't answer. She knew if she did, everything would fall apart. And part of her wondered if that would be better than letting herself be folded into a life she never chose. The engagement was fixed without celebration. No music, no laughter, just dates written down and phone calls made. Her mother moved through the house with purpose, as if efficiency could erase discomfort. Lists were drawn up, relatives informed, expectations set. Every decision felt final before she even heard about it. She watched from the edges. When she tried to speak, The words came out smaller than she expected. Softer. Easier to dismiss. "You'll understand later," her mother kept saying. "This is for your own good. Parents know better." She stopped arguing. Not because she agreed. Because she was tired. At night, she sat on her bed with her phone in her hands, scrolling through old messages. Inside jokes. Plans that now felt like a different lifetime. He noticed the distance immediately. "Are you okay? Did I do something wrong? Please talk to me." She typed responses and erased them. Again and again. How do you explain that love isn't always defeated by another person, but by an entire system that refuses to listen? When she finally met him, it was in a small cafe far from home. She chose the place because it felt neutral, like borrowed ground where neither of them fully belonged. He looked worried the moment he saw her. "You look different," he said. She nodded. "I feel different." She told him everything. Slowly, carefully. She expected anger, desperation, maybe even demands that she fight harder. Instead, he listened. When she finished, he sat back and exhaled. "So this is it?" he asked. "They've already decided?" She didn't answer right away. "I don't know how to stop it," she said finally. "I don't even know if I'm allowed to try." He reached across the table, but stopped himself halfway, his hand hovering in the air before pulling back. That restraint hurt more than anything else. "I won't ask you to burn your life down for me," he said quietly. "But I need to know if you marry him. Is that what you want?" The question broke something open inside her. "No," she whispered. "It isn't." They sat in silence after that. Not awkward. Heavy. Like both of them were standing at the edge of something they couldn't name. When they parted, there were no promises. No dramatic goodbyes. Just an understanding that something precious was being set down because it had nowhere safe to go. At home, preparations accelerated. Her clothes were chosen for her. Her preferences were noted and ignored. Relatives praised her mother's decisiveness. Someone told her she was lucky. Someone else told her love grows after marriage if you're patient. Patience became the word everyone used. No one asked if she was okay. The man she was supposed to marry visited again. This time, they spoke alone. He seemed nervous. Honest. "I don't want to trap you," he said. "If you don't want this, say so now." She looked at him. Really looked at him. He wasn't unkind. He wasn't cruel. He was just part of a decision that had nothing to do with either of them. "I don't hate you," she said. "I just wish I'd been asked." He nodded. "Me too." That night, she stood in front of the mirror for a long time, studying her own reflection. She looked the same, but she felt like someone else entirely, someone whose life was being carried forward by momentum instead of choice. Her mother knocked on the door. "You're quiet these days," she said. "That's good. It means you're accepting reality." Her daughter didn't respond. As the wedding approached, something inside her shifted, not toward resignation, but clarity. She realized she had been waiting for permission that was never coming. The question wasn't whether she loved someone else. The question was whether she could live with never choosing herself. And for the first time, she didn't know the answer. The morning of the wedding arrived quietly. No thunder. No panic. Just sunlight slipping through the curtains like it always did. She sat on the edge of the bed while her mother moved around the room, laying out clothes, jewelry, instructions. Everything felt practiced, efficient, as if this day had been rehearsed for years and her role was simply to show up. "Eat something," her mother said. "You'll need the energy." She shook her head. Her phone buzzed once on the bedside table. She didn't need to look to know who it was. She picked it up anyway. One message. "I won't stop you. I just need you to know you matter to me. You always will." Her hands trembled, but her mind felt strangely calm. For weeks, she had been torn between two fears. The fear of disappointing her family, and the fear of disappearing inside a life she never chose. Standing there, dressed in someone else's expectations, she finally understood something. Disappointment fades. Loss of self doesn't. She stood up. Her mother turned, surprised. Where are you going? I need a moment, she said. Her voice was steady. Even she was surprised by that. She stepped into the hallway, then the living room. Relatives were already there, talking, laughing, adjusting decorations. No one noticed her walk past them. At the front door, she stopped. Her heart pounded not with doubt, but with certainty. She turned back. Her mother was watching her now, confusion giving way to concern. I can't do this, she said. The words hung in the air. What do you mean you can't? Her mother asked sharply. Everything is ready. I didn't choose this, she said. And I won't start my life by erasing myself. Silence followed. Heavy. Uncomfortable. Her mother's face hardened. You're being dramatic. No, she said quietly. I'm being honest. Voices rose around them. Relatives murmured. Someone tried to intervene. She didn't argue. She didn't explain again. She picked up her bag and walked out. Outside, the air felt different. Lighter. Like she could breathe for the first time in weeks. Her phone buzzed again. This time, she answered. I'm here, he said. Not demanding. Not pleading. Just present. I know, she replied, and smiled through tears. The fallout was immediate. Calls. Messages. Accusations wrapped in concern. She was told she had embarrassed the family. That she had ruined everything. That she would regret this. Maybe she would. But regret was a quieter pain than the one she had been living with. She moved out within days. Found a small place. Took a job she actually wanted. Learned how to live with less approval and more peace. Her mother didn't speak to her for months. Then one day, a short message arrived. I don't understand your choice, but I see that you're stronger than I thought. It wasn't an apology, but it was something. She met the man she loved again, not as a rescue, not as rebellion, but as an equal. This time, their relationship wasn't hidden or borrowed from stolen moments. It was chosen. Slowly. Honestly. Years later, she would look back at that morning and realize it wasn't the day she broke her family's expectations. It was the day she stopped breaking herself. And that was the beginning of everything.